Oh yeah, Jim! I'm on the jig!
Oh, lighter in the bow! Yeah, it's just fucking biting.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Slow Pitch Jigging California. Today's October the 4th and we're fishing again on the Coral Sea out of Santa Barbara. Since the new California state regulation mandates that you can only catch a rockfish if it's more than 300 feet deep. So today's theme is all about deep water jigging. So we're catching fish anywhere between 580 feet of water all the way until I think 650 feet of deep water. To start with, I am using a JYG jig. It's 300 gram. It's the heaviest jig that I had, and it does have a lot of flutter, so I have a lot of confidence in this particular jig. Since we're fishing pretty deep water, more than 600 feet, so the main technique I'm applying here is the long fall. So I'm trying to lift the rod as much as I can and let the jig flutter as much as possible. In this way, I can pick up any slack in the line and make sure there is some real motion on the jig. And after a couple minutes of jigging, I hooked my first fish, which turned out to be a very big vermilion rockfish. As you can see, everyone was doing pretty well, whether they're using bait or using jig, since it was a very quality spot with lots of, very good sized vermilion rockfish. And as you can see, my friend Glenn and Richard, they both got 2 vermilion rockfish on their bait setup, since they have 2 hooks on each rod. And everyone was very happy. What a great way to start an awesome day with. After a couple of stops, I changed my jig into something a bit more slender so it sinks faster. And on this third stop of the day, it only took me a few pitches at the bottom to hook my second fish of the trip. And the fishing was pretty hot at this time. And on this fourth stop, you could see that the hookup was pretty instant. It was like right when I dropped the jig to the bottom, I was hooked. Today the rod I'm using is the Shimano Game Type Slow J medium action, and with the condition that I'm fishing with today of 600 feet deep water and 300 gram jig, I feel like this is around the upper limit of the rod. If I fish with an even heavier jig or deeper water, I might want something with like a medium heavy action compared to the medium action that I have. The reel I'm using today is the Shimano Ocea Jigger F Custom 1500, and I spool it with about 425 yards of 20-pound braid, which is more than sufficient for the 600 feet deep water of jigging. The reel was very smooth. It was not too difficult for me to reel the fish in once it's hooked. And what I also want to say is that it's with slow pitch jigging, it's not always that easy. Sometimes you have to work really hard to get a bite because other people, they are using live sardine as bait. They're using live bait, which gives you a bit of a disadvantage. You know, you're using a metal jig compared to a live fish at the bottom of the ocean. But it gives you a sense of achievement for you to hook something and fool the fish with a metal jig instead of a real, bait fish. at the final stop of the day, just when the captain was saying, everyone reel up, we're ready to go, I hooked into the final fish of the trip, which turned out to be a pretty good salmon grouper. And my friend Richard was kind enough to film some of the action for me with the cell phone. So that's it for today's trip. Overall, I had a great time fishing with my friend Glenn and Richard, and I believe everyone on the boat had a great time. So thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please click like and subscribe, and I will see you later.